When it comes to payday, it might be difficult for you to know exactly what to do with your money. Hola guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to cover the basic payday routine. First thing first, when you get paid, what you want to do is to check your payslip. Check if your tax code is correct, if your deduction are correct, your national insurance, your taxes, school loan. Bear in mind that we will be working with your net income. This is the money that you receive on your account after paying your national insurance, your taxes, and your workplace pension for some of us. There is this rule that came out in 2005, the rule of 50, 30, and 20%. This rule suggests that you should take 50% for your need, 30% for your wants, and 20% for your saving and investment. So we will cover 3 steps. Step 1, a need. What is a need? A need is something you cannot live without, something that if you take out from your life, it will have a huge impact on you as a human being. In this 50%, it's advised that 30% should cover your housing, 10% for your utilities, and 10% for your groceries. If 50% of your salary is not covering your needs, you might want to look for alternatives to reduce your bills. For example, instead of going for an accommodation in a town center, you might want to go outskirts of the town center so you can get cheaper accommodation. Maybe you don't need a Mercedes-Benz GLE and you can just go with a Vauxhall Corsa. When it comes to your bills, have a direct debit for them so you will avoid all the friction. Having too much friction with your bills might create more frustration. You want to set up a direct debit. Step 2, your want. What is a want? A want is something you don't necessarily need, but they improve the quality of your life. For example, Netflix, takeaways, vacation, gym membership. Gym membership, you don't necessarily need it. You can still work out at home and get the result that you get at the gym. There are free video on YouTube, cheap app that you can use at home. So you don't really need a gym membership, but having a gym membership can improve your life. Personally, I break down more than 30%. I take 20% for my want, shopping, holidays, gym membership, and I allocate 10% for gift. Any birthday gift, Christmas gift, any gift that I'm giving out there should come out from those 10%. What I find helpful with this method is that it gives me boundaries. Sometimes I can get out of my range with trying to help people or trying to buy gifts that I cannot afford. Having this 10%, I have my mindset that I have a budget that I need to respect. Step 3, saving and investment, my favorite. In this step, we will cover emergency fund, debt, personal saving, and investment. Emergency fund. You want your emergency fund to cover 6 months of your need. I will repeat again, of your need. I know why I'm saying that. Normal expenses like housing, utilities, health insurance. For example, if your need are £1,500, you want to have 9,000 in your emergency pot. And the emergency fund is not to buy the new iPhone that came out. It is not to upgrade your car. It is not to buy these shoes that you are dreaming about. When you have your emergency fund covered, you want to pay off your debt. Guys, having a high interest rate debt is one of the commonest ways to lose your money. So you want to pay off those debts. There are 2 methods to pay off your debt. There is the avalanche method and there is a snowball method. The avalanche method consists of paying the highest interest rate debt and move on to the next one. Mathematically speaking, this is the cheapest way to pay off your debt. And then you have the snowball method. The snowball method consists of tackling the smallest debt and move on to the next one. Personally, I prefer the avalanche method because it saves you 1,000 in interest and fees. Pension. If you don't have a workplace pension, guys, you should pay into your pension. I know that you only live once in YOLO, but the average life expectancy in the UK is 80.9 years, and it is pretty high in several countries in the world. So the chance for you to be alive at your retirement age is pretty high. So you want to cover your back. You really want to be at peace when you get retired. Guys, whenever the money come in, pay yourself first. Set up direct debit from the account that you are being paying from onto a saving account, so you don't have any excuses to not to save at the end of the month. Have a separate account for your biggest saving goal or your long-term saving. If you are saving for a house or a car or a big wedding, just have a separate account for them. Investment, you should look into investment as well. You don't need £1,000 or £100 to start investing. You can even start investing with £1. The most important thing is to start investing. Just start. The sooner you start, the better. If you guys, you like me to cover a beginner friendly video for stock and share, please let me know in the comment section. Guys, this is an approach of managing your money. It is definitely not a hard rule, and I am aware that with the cost of living crisis, it might be difficult for some people to follow all these rules, and all circumstances are different for everybody. What we want to achieve here is to live in the moment, but also think about the future. We want to find some sustainable way to do both. You should have a sustainable way to manage your money. I hope that you liked the video and you had a good time here again. See you in the next video. Adios.